Did you know that the story of Islam in America started long before modern cities and skyscrapers, long before phones, cars, or even the United States itself? Muslims were already part of this land. This story is quiet, deep, and very surprising. Imagine a time when ships were crossing the oceans with only wind and courage. On some of those ships were Muslims from Africa. They were taken from their homes and brought to America against their will. They were enslaved, but they did not forget who they were. These African Muslims came with strong faith in their hearts. Many of them knew how to read and write Arabic. They carried memories of prayer, fasting, and belief in one God. Even in pain, their faith stayed alive. Life was very hard for them. They were forced to work long hours. They were not allowed to pray freely. Many were punished for following Islam. Still, some secretly prayed. Some whispered Quran verses at night. One famous man was named Omar ibn Said. He was an educated Muslim from West Africa. He wrote about his life in Arabic while living in America. His writings still exist today. They show that Islam was present even in early American history. Many Muslim slaves were forced to hide their faith. Some were made to change their names. Some were pushed to follow other religions, but in their hearts, they still believed in Allah. Over time, generations passed. Many early Muslims lost open practice of Islam. Their children and grandchildren often did not know much about their roots. But the story did not end there. As America grew, new people arrived. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, Muslim immigrants came by choice. They came from places like the Middle East, South Asia, and Eastern Europe. These new Muslims came looking for work and safety. They worked in factories, farms, and small businesses. Life was not easy, but they slowly built communities. They prayed in homes, rented rooms, and small halls. There were no big mosques at first, but the faith brought them together. One of the first mosques in America was built in North Dakota in the early 1900s. It was small and simple, but for Muslims living there, it was very special. It felt like home. As years passed, more Muslims arrived. They settled in cities like New York, Chicago, and Detroit. These cities became centers of Muslim life. In the 1930s, a new chapter began. African Americans started learning about Islam again. Some felt Islam gave them dignity, identity, and strength. Islam helped them feel proud of who they were. It taught them discipline, self-respect, and belief in one God. This was powerful during times of racism and injustice. Slowly, Islam began to grow again among African Americans. Mosques were built, communities formed, education increased. After World War II, immigration laws changed. More Muslims came to the United States. Doctors, engineers, students, and teachers arrived from many Muslim countries. These Muslims helped build modern America. They worked in hospitals, schools, and companies. They paid taxes, raised families, and followed the law. Mosques became larger and more visible. Islamic centers opened. Children learned Quran on weekends. Eid celebrations became common. Islam became one of the fastest-growing religions in the USA. But with growth came challenges. Some people did not understand Islam. Some feared what they did not know. Muslims faced questions, stereotypes, and sometimes hate. Still, most Muslims focused on peace and contribution. They helped neighbors. They gave charity. They worked for a better society. Muslim soldiers served in the U.S. military. Muslim doctors saved lives. Muslim teachers educated children of all backgrounds. Islam in America was no longer hidden. It was part of everyday life. Today, Muslims in the USA come from many cultures: Black, Arab, Asian, white, and Latino Muslims. Pray side by side. They are different, but united by faith. They celebrate Ramadan. They fast, pray, and help the poor. They teach their children kindness and honesty. The story of Islam in America is not short or simple. It is full of pain, hope, struggle, and strength. It is a story of people who believed in one God and held on to faith, even in the hardest times. And this story is still being written today.